Hi everyone, welcome back to the new semester, and welcome back to workshops. This week we're going to be talking about tasking. So if you're not sure what tasking is, I'm about to tell you, but it might be something that you're already doing in your scenes and you're just not sure what the name is, or it's definitely something you've seen before in improv. Tasking refers to the use of physicality, so like different gestures and movements of your body in order to signify an action or that you're in a certain place. So examples could be drinking a cup of coffee, or you could be building something with a hammer in your hand, kind of going like knock, knock, knock on the thing, or something as simple as holding a phone to your ear and talking on the phone. So just like what we've talked about in a couple other concepts in these workshops, commitment in tasking is really important. So if you start the scene and you walk on and you're like a busy businessman and you have a phone and you're holding your phone, and maybe halfway through the scene you get a little bit tired of holding your phone, so you want to like just get rid of it, you want to drop the bit. Try not to do that because it really takes people out of the scene. So if you have the phone and you start the scene with your phone, remember that you have this phone in your hand that's as real as anything else that you've ever held in your hand for the purposes of the scene. You can put it away in your pocket. You could maybe throw the phone. I don't know what's going to happen in the scene. Neither do you, but just do something with the phone. Because if you start the scene and you've got this phone and then all of a sudden you're just like, blah, it really takes people out of the scene because the world that you've built kind of is not very structured. It's super fragile, easily to break away. In online improv, I think that tasking can be something that is a little trickier because we're kind of confined to this box of space, what people can see. You don't always want to get up out of your chair to do stuff, but it is a great challenge to try to do a lot of tasking to help fill up this kind of space that you have, because we can't really reach over to our scene partners and interact with them in that same way, but we could all be doing the same task. We're all like elves hammering away, or we could all be people talking on the phone with each other. That's a great way to integrate tasking to help build the scene and make it really cohesive, even though we're kind of far apart. And another thing to remember with online improv especially is that don't be afraid to get out of your chair, because all we need to really worry about is that we can see each other and that we can hear each other. So as long as you're inside of the frame of the camera and you're speaking clear enough for us all to hear you, it doesn't matter if you like back up your chair really far and you're just like, I don't know, you're trimming some hedges over here. Oh my goodness. Their trees are so beautiful right now. Or you could get up over here and move. Just try to use the space in order to perform your tasks and really fill the scene up with not just your voice, not just your face staring into the camera like this. Like, you can really use everything, including your body, to the maximum ability that you can. So as a little practice for yourself, I'm going to list off some little tasks, and then you yourself, just as you're watching this, perform the task as you would do it in a scene. Let's start out with cutting vegetables. So think about what you need to cut vegetables, what that would look like in your hand, like the knife or what type of vegetable. And maybe inject some personality. Start building a character around this action and really commit to what you're doing. So, maybe you're an angry chef, or your dad made you cut these vegetables and you're happy to be spending time with him. Something like that. Okay, let's try you're cutting the hair of a small dog. And again, we're going to think about how we can build a character around our tasks. So maybe you're the best person at cutting tiny dogs' hairs and you're using teeny tiny scissors. Think about connecting emotions to what you're doing, like we said before, being angry or being happy, and how that'll change the way the tasking will look. Let's try one more. Let's do making a sculpture. So you're using a kiln maybe, or you're using tools, but you're working with clay. You're putting stuff together. How does it make you feel? How does this character feel about doing the task? So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea of what it's like to task, and what tasking really is. Another thing that I just wanted to touch on is that tasking can be used to introduce you to the scene. So oftentimes in improv, we're thinking that the way that we have to establish ourselves in the scene is by saying something right away. But if we want to kind of establish the scene, get an idea of what's going on with our scene partners first, we can walk on, using our suggestion, doing a task. So maybe my suggestion is office. And so I'm at the office, that's what I'm thinking. And so I start writing things down as I walk on the scene. And I'm looking around, and at the same time I'm looking to what my scene partners are doing. And you can take a couple good seconds of silence. You don't need to say anything. I know it's kind of uncomfortable sometimes in a scene to not be saying anything, but it really will help you as the scene progresses because your characters are really well established. So if I'm looking around and I'm writing things down, you can tell right away that I'm some kind of person in charge, some kind of inspector or something, maybe the boss, because I have the authority to be writing things down about what's happening. Well, that's it this week for tasking. So hopefully now you have a better idea how to use tasking in a scene, how to use it to strengthen your characters, and have a better idea of how important it is to commit to something like tasking in a scene. We hope to see you at one of our club nights, and as always, if you have any questions, let us know. Bye!